This is 5 on your side at 10. Focused on you.
However it happened, it shouldn't have happened. Wish it never did.
Tonight, a community shattered after 2 children die in a house fire in Cahokia Heights. Good evening, everyone. I'm Kelly Jackson. Tonight, we're learning more about the situation that cost a young brother and sister their lives this afternoon. 5 on your side's Brent Solomon briefly spoke with the children's mother about the tragedy.
I just want my babies back. Those words from a mother I just spoke with who lost her 2 children inside of that house fire. Here she is, walking away from the home she moved into just last year. Too shaken up to speak on camera, that mother tells me she was taking a shower when she came out to smoke. She says she yelled for her children to come out. When one responded, quote, "I can't, Mommy, it's too hot."
And the mom was like, my baby's in there, my baby's in there.
That's when Jewel Dickerson says he ran across the street to help. It was just after 2 Friday afternoon.
It was a lot of smoke, it was a lot. So to take my shirt off, before it got deeper, when I took my shirt off, that's when it started, like, coming down. Like I said, I tried, but it didn't work. I couldn't do nothing. You know?
Firefighters with multiple agencies arriving, putting out the flames within 20 minutes. They were able to rescue a 4-year-old girl named Charlie and take her to the hospital. The 4-year-old boy named Chad had already died. Charlie died at the hospital.
Anytime we lose somebody in a house fire, it's tough. But when it's children this young, it hits hard. The guys are definitely taking this one a little hard this evening.
Investigators believe the fire may have started in the bedroom where one of the children died. The mother tells me she questions if her boy got a hold of a lighter and possibly set a curtain on fire.
However it happened, it shouldn't have happened. Wish it never did. And kids' life is gone.
Investigators now working to figure out exactly how this fire started. In Cahokia Heights, Brent Solomon, 5 on your side.
State police are helping detectives with Cahokia Heights with the investigation. Look for updates on air, on KSDK.com, or the 5 on your side app. Right now, we're working to learn more about a body found in Velasquez Park in Baldwin. Police say someone found the body around 2:30 this afternoon while fishing in the lower pond. Investigators tell us it had been there for a while and there's no danger to the public. The cause of the death is being investigated. We'll update this story on air, online, and the 5 on your side app when we get more information. Tonight, the city of St. Louis is pushing for safer streets. Mayor Tashara Jones wants the Board of Aldermen to pass the Automated Traffic Enforcement Act, which may lead to red light and speed cameras being installed on city streets. The mayor says the bill would hold dangerous drivers accountable. But the Board of Aldermen president wants to hear from the public before making a final decision.
And that is why we will not compromise on saying that there is no oversight in this and that the community will not have a voice in this process, because we know that at the end of the day, it's community that can be negatively impacted if these technologies are not employed in the correct way.
Last year, the city reported 228 crashes involving pedestrians that led to dozens of injuries and 8 deaths. Earlier this month, a mother and daughter were killed while leaving the Drake concert at Enterprise Center. Tonight, we're hearing from family members of victims in a crash that killed 4 people in St. Louis. This comes one day after the driver who killed them was sentenced to 10 years in prison as part of a plea deal. Prosecutors say last February, Cedric Dixon sped down Forest Park Parkway and ran a red light before slamming into an SUV near South Grand. Corntrail McKinley and 3 of his friends died. 4 others were hurt. Corntrail's mother calls Dixon's sentence a slap in the face and no justice for the victims and their loved ones.
He cooperated. He turned himself in. He denied the bond hearing. He did this. He played the system. He played right into their hands. And the only thing it shows me, just like the night of this horrible, them kids' lives don't mean nothing. They didn't mean nothing that night. And it didn't mean nothing now.
In court Thursday, the family says Dixon did not apologize, but his lawyer says his client is remorseful and offered to take the maximum amount of punishment for involuntary manslaughter under the plea deal. Tonight, new legislation has been filed aimed at improving the nursing home industry in Missouri. It comes after Northview Village closed down last December. Representative Crystal Quade's bill proposes minimum staffing requirements and regular inspections from health officials. It also will prevent nursing home ownership transfers to happen without proper licensing. But Quade says more still needs to be done.
What this legislation does is about the ownership and holding folks accountable and making sure that the staffing and the facilities that are open are held to a level that is acceptable. This is not enough. This is one piece of a very large puzzle that we as lawmakers need to be diving into.
Currently holding nursing home owners up to financial scrutiny is not on the legislation. Quaid says she wants lawmakers to address this issue as soon as possible. A recent ruling from the Alabama Supreme Court regarding frozen embryos has people concerned about the future of IVF treatments. Ariane Detil from our National Verified team is here to sort fact from fiction.
On February 16th, the Alabama Supreme Court ruled that frozen embryos can now be considered children under state law, leading to a lot of confusion about the future of IVF. Using these sources, we have verified answers to some of the top questions on how the Alabama Supreme Court ruling impacts IVF treatments in the state. First up, does the ruling make IVF illegal in Alabama? We can verify no. There is nothing in the ruling that makes IVF treatment illegal in Alabama, and both of our sources agree. But Katie O'Connor, Director of Federal Abortion Policy at the National Women's Law Center, added that the ruling does contribute to a climate of uncertainty among doctors and patients, and will inevitably lead to many or all providers to stop providing this care in Alabama for fear of legal consequences. Next up, have any Alabama clinics paused IVF treatment after the ruling? We can verify that yes, at least 3 clinics in the state, including the Center for Reproductive Medicine at Mobile Infirmary in Alabama, which is named in the lawsuit, and UAB, the University of Alabama at Birmingham's Division of Reproductive Endocrinology and Infertility, have announced they are pausing IVF treatment. And finally, question 3. Does the Alabama Supreme Court ruling impose criminal penalties? That answer is no. The state Supreme Court ruling is focused on an Alabama law that imposes civil penalties, not criminal, according to law professor Jill Lenz and a spokesperson for the Center for Reproductive Rights. While the ruling that embryos are considered children only applies to the state's wrongful death statute, the Center for Reproductive Rights said it's unclear how that logic might be extended in the future to apply to other criminal laws. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Detil.
Today, the Alabama Attorney General's office released a statement saying he has, quote, no intention of using the recent Alabama Supreme Court decision as a basis for prosecuting IVF families or providers. Have something you want us to verify? Email verify@ksdk.com.